Hello, my name is Linda K. Foran, and I am an EDLD doctoral fellow and student at Eastern Michigan University. The name of my presentation is, What is so hard about teaching an online class? This clip is fictitious and is not modeling any known instructor. I hope you enjoy. I am so excited. I am all set. I am so honored to be teaching LPDQ 007 here at the University of Z. I've taught this course 7 years now, face-to-face, and now I've been honored and I'm teaching it online. I'm so excited. This is what's this? I don't know. Syllabus. I guess I should go over the syllabus if I'm going to be putting together my class. Let's see. Learning standards, outcomes, learning targets. Good. Those are all the same. Oh, but the assessment. I'm supposed to be doing a project. I know. I'll do a PowerPoint, and I will have them write a paper. That's a good idea. So they can do a PowerPoint and a paper. Excellent. Okay. Well, I guess I'll put that in my Unit 1 folder. Perfect. Oh, I talk about this study. Oh, and I'm not going to be able to say it because I won't be face-to-face. I think I'll make a copy from this journal article, and I will put it in Unit 1 folder. Then they'll have a journal article to read, and I'll follow the syllabus. Oh, I love this article. It has nothing to do with the course, but it's really good. I think I'll just put it in. They can read that too. Excellent. Now, let's see. I keep looking at this. Here's my textbook. I'll tell them about the textbook when they go into Unit 1. Okay, let's see. Activities. Oh, how much time do we have? Let me see. There we go. Wow! That much time for this 15-week course? Whoa! They were only going to do 3 activities. I think I'll have them do a 4th. Oh, here's a perfect activity. I love it. It'll go into Unit 1. And let's see. With all this time, I guess I'll have to be online and check in on them every 7 to 10 days. That will be nice. I won't have so much work. Online classes are easy. Now, what is this? Oh, I should probably open it. It's a thumb drive, and it's from the dean with the note. Please see this before you design your online class. Well, Unit 1's done anyway. Let's see what this has to say. All right, the computer's up. Wow! What is so hard about teaching an online class? Growth of online classes. Regardless of the research, numbers tell a story of demand for online classes. In 2000-2001, over 3 million students were enrolled in online classes. By the fall of 2007, over 4 million students were enrolled, according to a study by Allen and Seaman. And in 2006 and 2007, in a study completed by the United States Department of Ed, 12 million students were enrolled in college-level distance learning courses. The National Education Association and Blackboard Incorporated, a platform provider for online education, commissioned the Institute for Higher Educational Policy to validate benchmarks published by other entities. This case study was designed to ascertain the degree to which benchmarks are actually incorporated into the policies, procedures, and practices of the colleges and universities that are distance education leaders. In addition to this study, it was determined how important the benchmarks were to an institution's faculty, administration, and students. In the case study literature review, 45 benchmarks were compiled and then were reduced to the number of 24. Benchmarks were placed into categories including institutional support, course development, teaching and learning, course structure, student support, faculty support, and evaluation and assessment benchmarks. An important result of the study was on grading.
There were a high number of A's, F's, and W's, which are withdrawal grades. Students are either quite successful or dropping out of online classes. Examining the research, themes begin to emerge. Faculty are still learning about and experimenting with different ways that students can interact with other faculty, students, and a wide variety of instructional resources. The evolving pedagogy includes a change in the role of instructor to become a facilitator of knowledge, guiding students to their own learning. Lecture notes may be sent out through a course document storage link or emailed to students. Lectures may be audio or visual, and online lectures tend to be brief and very succinct. In the study previously noted by the NEA and Blackboard, it was noted, quote, given the dynamic and innovative characteristics of the internet-based distance education, particularly the capacity for students to pace themselves in a variety of ways, hard and fast rules on how much work should be accomplished in a specific time period, or the precise response time for a faculty member is inappropriate. In a study completed by Bennett and Mons in 2008, the key to effective online courses versus face-to-face courses include the development of new teaching methods, timely interaction through email, discussions, student groups, and valuing diverse student populations. Off-campus students believe they can learn more with specific feedback. Therefore, face-to-face is not the same as online distance learning. DRC and Day, in their study in 2006, provide 10 tips for instructors or professors. First, it is important to identify prerequisites in a welcome letter to the students and warn them about computer equipment and student time requirements. Can the student's equipment support the delivery platform? What type of software is on the student's computer? And do they have access to the internet? Or do they have access to a computer? It's important to provide a phone number or an email address for reaching a help desk for system-related problems. It's important to explain how to purchase books or other learning materials. Should students use a university bookstore, a commercial source? Is there a contact person? It's important to reinforce student policies for the school. Do students know about the last day to add or drop a course without financial implications? And are there any accommodations allowed for the student from the Office of Student Disabilities? Continuing, it's important to provide students with an evaluation and a participation requirement information. It's important to publish a course schedule and student time requirements for the course. It's important to distribute a syllabus prior to the start of the class. It really helps to send out welcome letters to make students feel that they are welcome to a class. And these are all foundations for building a learning community. In the Journal of Online Learning and Teaching, 9 suggestions were offered. Keep everything in neat and orderly files on your personal computer's hard drive, backed up of course. This will make it easier to update course materials. Divide your course into modules. 3. Make sure the course is visible to students before the start of class. Place a welcome message on the course bulletin board. 4. Get the syllabus ready early. 5. Students often drop because they're new to the technology or don't understand the style of the professor. 6. Make sure students are keeping up each week. Watch for students who are missing. If they are assigned to a group discussion, it upsets others in the group that a classmate is not replying. 7. Tell students if you're going away, you're ill, or when communications will return to normal. 8. Set a good example and be prompt. Let students know that you are teaching classes on Mondays, so you will have to respond on Tuesdays. And always respond to emails quickly. Kurtman, in his online versus in-class courses study, worked with 3 online and 3 face-to-face education master's courses over a 2-year period. In the survey data, students reported there was no difference in the learning, but several students did note they missed peer interaction and learning from their peers. Students expressed high satisfaction in regard to the pacing of the online classes, the focus on student learning needs, and the convenience of an online class, including the travel time. She determined learning outcomes are the same for online and traditional classes. One important and notable outcome was the importance of online interaction, which means active learning and participation from both the instructor and the students. Students overwhelmingly report the most important aspect of online learning is small and large group discussions. It's important to understand that students in online courses will ask more questions of the instructor. An online study does not equate to less learning. And finally, does student satisfaction with online classes increase motivation to learn? To answer that, additional studies will be required. Baker, in his 2004 study, found that the instructor significantly influences the learning process in the online classroom. Quote, off-campus students felt as though they learned more when their instructor provided them with specific feedback on individual work through comments on papers, oral discussions, or some other means. Strategies for success include: set the tone by providing a personal biographical sketch with a recent photograph. Instructors should provide daily reminders, weekly announcements, and updates to engage student learning. It's important to respond to emails and threaded discussions in a timely manner. Develop an interpersonal awareness of students by using the student's first name. Send an email recommending an article or study, or comment on a student's contribution to a discussion. Use humor and use inclusive words such as "we" to increase a student's sense of immediacy. Okay, things I need to change. First, I need to send out all information early. That means I'd better get out my syllabus and my course plans for textbooks and get those online immediately. I don't need to fill up the time. I don't need to give my students added work. I'm going to need to get online every day if possible. There are 3 types of generic feedback. 1, I can acknowledge the student that I'm reading their information. 2, I can do a correction of an incorrect response. I can inform the student what the correct answer should be. Or 3, I can provide elaborate feedback, an explanation as to why the response is correct or incorrect. Students may be impatient if a response is not immediate. After all, this is the nature of electronic communications. And I need to be prepared. It will be more work for me, but it'll be worth it if my students are learning. And finally, it'll be time for me to record my lectures. This should be a challenge. What is so hard about teaching an online class? That answer is easy now. And the answer is everything. My name is Linda K. Foran. I'm an EDLD doctoral fellow and student at Eastern Michigan University. Thank you, and I hope you learned that it is just as difficult to teach an online class as a face-to-face class.